Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some The Age of Decadence, shall we? We're going to be playing this for Turn-Based Thursday Fest, and I'm excited to play it for the very first time, and thrilled to be part of Turn-Based Thursday Fest for the third year in a row. So, okay, Alex, thank you. I'll turn it down a little bit. Is this better? This game is a kind of classic CRPG in a lot of senses. Awesome, Alex. And it's a turn-based game, obviously, but it's supposed to be rather difficult. And I read some stuff about it, even from the developers, about things you should be aware of as you come into playing The Age of Decadence. The main things I understand are this. Number one, you are not a hero when you start. You are an average Joe, so expect to die a lot and get beat up a lot. Number two, you cannot be a jack of all trades and be successful on a first-time playthrough. You need to specialize. So in a lot of ways, when I heard that, it seemed like it was very similar to something like Underrail, you know, in that world of difficult CRPGs that require a little bit of care to get going. So I'm excited to see, and we will start a new game right here. Welcome, adventurer. You are about to die, and we salute you. That's right. Me too, Alex. Delicious pastries. The Age of Decadence is a very difficult or different game from what you're used to. Its world is harsh and unforgiving, and it really doesn't take too much to end up dead. Fair enough. In fact, it's painfully easy, especially if you try to play the game the way you normally play RPGs, when you roleplay a mighty hero who's able to handle any challenge and smite evildoers by the dozens. In this game, combat is always extremely dangerous. It is the hardest way to handle quests and progress through the game, and even a couple of thugs can easily put an end to your adventurer. Scary. Hey, Sid, Kreft, Joe, good evening, good to see you. Keep in mind that you are not expected to beat every fight you're offered. There is no shame in walking away if your character isn't a killing machine. Optional fights are usually the hardest, so don't jump at the first opportunity to be brutally murdered. The game isn't linear, and it's not about killing people. Be aware that many people will not hesitate to lie to you, steal from you, or betray you. Should they see fit, use your head. Be careful what you say, and always look out for yourself, because no one else will. I mean, wow, what an introduction to the game. Badger, good evening, good to see you. So, I even read in a note from the developers on the Steam page that this isn't like an RPG where you can just do every side quest and kind of gobble everything up. Not at all. You can't. You'll be opted out of certain things based on the paths you take. You just can't do it all in one run. So good to know. I'm going to do the training so we can maybe learn how to play. Seems wise. Alright, here's the Centurion. So I hear you want to be a hero. You know it. It's a tough gig these days, son. So you'd best adjust your expectations. Now, we've all heard tales of faraway lands where a hero can kill hundreds of men and all kind of beasts in the blink of an eye. But here, if you go against 3 thugs and live to tell the tale, you should consider yourself lucky. Respect your enemy's son and take each and every one seriously. They want to live just the same as you do, and they'll fight you tooth and nail for it. Still, every man has to fight for what's his sometimes, so let's get to training. I love how you could say, step aside, Grandpa. Oh boy. Tell me more. Rule number 1. If you can't hit a man, you can't kill him. Sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people neglect their weapon training and rely on blind luck in shame instead. Hermie, good evening. I have Beluga and Crystal right next to me, Hermie. Decadence, here we come. Yeah, Alex, that's what it feels like, right? You are just a regular dude kind of game. I've played these before, and I expect to die anyway, even given all of the warnings, but we're going to go into it, and that should soften the blow, theoretically. Rule number 2, if you can't kill a man fast enough, you're giving him an opportunity to do you in, especially if he brought friends to the fight. Different swords, for example, are good for different occasions. Two-handers can work miracles in some situations, but be nothing but a hindrance in others. Adapt or die. Rule number 3, defense. Dodging and blocking are your first line of defense. Of course, in the heat of battle, you don't have time to do both, so pick one and stick with it. Your armor is the second line of defense, but keep in mind that it can also slow you down. Pick one that's right for you. Okay. Well, Alex, it won't be if it's that way for the entire game, but if it's hard at first, and then learning the game and building up our character, we can get a little bit stronger. Okay, I'm down for that. What's the best way to fight? The best way to survive a fight is to avoid it entirely. Works every time. That's true. Let's be a coward. It's not the warrior's way. It's not. It's the staying alive way. So if you're eager to die, be sure to jump at every opportunity to fight. If you'd rather stick around for a while, pick your battles. I think so, Hermie. I think no magic in this one. Tell me about different attack types. You know how to swing a sword, right? Well, that's your normal attack, a good combination of speed and damage. Now, say you're having a hard time hitting your opponent, switch to faster attacks. You won't do as much damage, but you'll hit more often. If, however, your opponent is heavily armored, he's easy to hit but hard to get to. Switch to slower yet more powerful attacks. They're easier to dodge or block, but they pack quite a punch and will get the job done. Alright, what about aimed attacks? Aimed attacks are for tricky fighters. They take more skill. I mean, if you're aiming to open someone's artery, it takes a precision strike. Not the same as aiming in their general direction. The benefits are well worth it, though. It goes without saying that the fight will become much easier when your opponent is knocked out cold. You're kinda odds, right? Exactly. I like fighting against comatose and or unconscious people. That's my style. Nick his weapon arm and he won't be able to hit you as well as he did a moment ago. Slash his thigh and he'll be limping for a while. Excuse me. As you can see, there's quite a lot you can do when fighting. It may seem overwhelming at first, but don't worry. It'll come to you. What about special attacks? It's always good to have options. Being able to strike twice or 3 times in rapid succession, knock your opponent down, or hit several opponents at once, they all have their uses. What about critical strikes? You'll have to split your time between weapon practice and learning anatomy, which may weaken you as a fighter. Same goes for studying alchemy or forging your own weapons. It's a question of balance, skill, and knowledge. I've seen some bold fighters who ignored defense and focused on weapon training and the art of dispatching their opponents quickly, but it's a risky style. I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. Anything else? Yeah, Sid, it is. It's the coward's way. Hey, come back here is going to be the way of it. Well, there are nets, bolas, all kinds of alchemical concoctions, including liquid fire and black powder bombs. I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to experiment. So now I have to say I've got it. Step aside, Grandpa. All right. Welcome to the training arena. If you want to disable the tutorial, simply click the Don't Show Again box and close the window. You can move the tutorial window by dragging the title bar. Alright, I can move the camera with WASD, indeed. Right click for moving. Okay, there I go. Left click for interacting. Hold middle mouse button to rotate the camera, or Q and E, sure. R to reload a crossbow. Okay. Yeah, Hermie, they might be, right? Alchemist fire. Alright, next. There's 2 camera modes. Follow the character of free movement. You can set the camera mode for combat and exploration in the options menu. You can pan it with WASD, rotate by holding the middle mouse, right. Controls are the same with free camera, except that there's no panning. To move, right-click anywhere on the ground, double-click to run. If your destination target isn't valid, it will be indicated by a red cross. Fair enough. To continue the tutorial, press I to open the inventory, or click the helmet button on the interface. Let me see the inventory. Alright, I look great. I'm wearing the delightful Lorica segmentata. Your inventory screen shows all equipped weapons, armor, support, and misc items, as well as all the junk you're carrying in your backpack. It's time to arm yourself. Click on the short sword, the gladius, and drag and drop it into one of the hand slots. If you want to use a shield, drag and drop the buckler into the other hand slot. The nets can go into the belt bags for faster access during combat. Okay. Yeah, it does a little bit, Alex. You're right. Alright, I'm going to go... Here we go. And you better believe it. And... yeah, I'm going to wear this cloak. It didn't tell me to, but it looks good. Yeah, give me this helmet. Whatever. That's the dagger. I'll put the belt... belt me. You can place the helmet and capes into the corresponding armor slots. Now that you have a weapon, click X to close the screen or hit I to exit your inventory. Okay. Now that you're armed and ready to fight, press C to open your character screen. Okay. I can distribute my skill points. So this is where it gets challenging, right? Hey, Snore, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. For now, put 6 points into swords and the rest into a single defensive skill. Only the highest defensive skill is checked, so make your choice and stick with it. Alright, so they want me to just put 6 points into sword. And 1 defensive skill. Well, maybe there is some magical items. You know, Alex, maybe. Hey, Cold Coffee, good evening, my friend. I hear that, too. Oh, they do, Alex, in terms of a class way. They show you that you're better off economically than others by your bling. So what defensive skill do I want? Dodge, block, critical strike. Blocking seems good. Once you earn some extra points, you can increase your weapon skill or put a few points into critical strike. You can hover your mouse over every part of the screen to get an in-depth description of each skill. Click X to close the screen or hit C again. Okay. Yeah, there really is. Body count's a good stat. General reputation. Tells everyone how many people that crossed your path ended up dead and shows you aren't squeamish when it comes to killing. Nice. So, another kind of tip that they give you when you, are looking at the game on Steam from the developers is you can go like, warrior or diplomat. And I kind of feel like trying to be like the silver-tongued diplomat might not be a bad idea in a game like this. Talk my way out of a fight or 10. Alright, so this looks good. We'll close it up. To interact with objects like doors or containers, left-click or press Tab to show the icons. And here we go. Open it. Oh my god. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, it's fine. So the combat is turn-based, which is why we're in turn-based fest here, which means that each participant takes a turn and has a certain number of action points to use performing actions during each round. Once you enter combat, The fastest or more perceptive or higher skill combatant will attack first. Okay. When it's your turn, you'll see a grid of squares surrounding your character. Take note of your hit points on the left. Okay. And your action points on the right of your 2 weapon slots. Ah, okay. I see my weapon slots. Hit points, action points. Got it. On the far left is an information window that gives you more details about exactly what's going on. I'm trying... Yeah. The suggestive wink might be all we have. For now, press spacebar or click the cross swords to skip your turn. The enemy will approach you, and you will act again. Blue-colored squares are ones where you've enough action points to move during this turn, and if you hover the mouse over one of the action points cost while moving. Okay, so this will take 10 to go there, for example. Green-colored squares are those that you could attack with your currently selected weapons, slot highlighted in yellow. As you can see, the enemy is 2 tiles away. So move toward him by right-clicking the tile in front of you. Okay. Move the mouse over him and you'll see his name, Mercenary, his rough state of health, and the likelihood of hitting him. Your character's dexterity determines how many action points are available during each turn. In this tutorial, you have 10 AP. Moving will cost you 4, so you have 6 AP left. Okay. The weapon's damage range and AP cost, modified by your stats, attack type, and ammo type, are displayed in the weapon slot. Right-click on the weapon slot to open a menu with the available attack options. Hover over each one of them for a detailed description of their effects. Okay, so wow, I've got a lot of different attacks here. Look at this. It's kind of like Fallout style. Like, I can aim for people's body parts. I can go for an arterial strike. I could do a whirlwind. Sweet. With the remaining AP, you could use 2 fast attacks, or, for example, select aimed legs and left-click on the enemy. He's a dodger. Oh, by the way, my fault. They wanted me to end the turn, and then now I could attack this guy. So they want me to move up here, and then now I could hit this guy. So hitting his legs will reduce his mobility and make him easier to hit. Even if the chance is good, you might still miss him. Either way, you still have 2 AP, so let's put him to good use. You could try to move away from your opponent, which will trigger an attack of opportunity. Good enough. Fortunately, the attack is weak and your armor will absorb most of it. Dodgers have a better chance to dodge and disengage without being hit at all. Okay. If you're a blocker, you can use a bash attack with your shield. Left-click on your shield to select it. Then left-click on the enemy. You will push him back 1 tile or might even knock him down. No matter the outcome, he'll be 1 tile away and he'll have to spend AP to close the gap. Now try to beat him. You can try different attacks or use a net to entangle him. If you want to know more about combat or other systems, press F1 for more information. Good luck. Yeah, they are. Okay, so I'm going to use my shield and then shield bash this guy. Okay, I pushed him back. And then now I want to try to entangle him. He's entangled. And I still have 10 AP, so I don't know if that ended his turn. Ooh, he's talking trash. He took the net off. Okay. He's tangled. Alright. Now I have 6 AP, and I'm going to walk forward, and I'm going to hit him while he's all wrapped up. I like throwing nets at people. What a dork. You're all trapped in the net. Alright, I have 4 AP, so I can do an aimed attack on his legs. Okay, so let's see what happened in the combat log here. I nicked his leg for 2 points of damage, reducing his dodge, and his armor absorbed 4 points of the damage. Then I had weapon mastery, so my attack caused bleeding, which deals 3 points of damage for 2 turns. His wounds are still bleeding, and I blocked his attack. Okay, so I'm completely humiliating this poor guy. And I have all of my action points. So I'm going to... Do I want to keep hitting him in the legs? No. Let's just do... Boy, that's not very good. I'm going to do a fast attack. Okay. You swiftly strike him. I can't copy. You saw what he said to him. Yeah, we do. You're right. I thought about it. And his armor absorbed 4 points. And he's now bleeding. So, this dude... There's a lot of stats that are being shown. He has 34 hit points left. I have 7 AP. I'm going to chop him. I hit him again. And it doesn't take any AP to switch. I'm just going to knock him back. It's a good idea, Snore, to figure that out. He's coming in. Oh, I'm blocking everything. This is nice to be so much better than him. I like how he's like, oh man, I'm wounded. You are wounded. Alright. So we can whirlwind. Alright. We hit him. He is at 23 hit points. I have 4 AP left. Let's just do a regular strike. Oh, we really hit him. He actually hit me. This guy is hilarious. The dialogue from him is so good. He's like, you're as good as dead now. This man has 15 hit points, and he did 1 damage to me finally. He's like, I got you right where I want you. I think it is, Hermie. I think it hits every adjacent square, so it's good for AoE, but not for single target. This guy's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do an aimed shot. No, I'm just going to do a power attack. Let's see what this does. Oh, now he's like, damn it. I can hit him again with it. Oh, yeah. Ooh, he actually got me pretty good there that time. He is down to 1 hit point. His name is Titus. I'm going to humiliate him further. I'm going to knock him back, and then I'm going to run back here. Yeah, I did shield bash. Oh, he's not taking any more damage. I thought he would still be bleeding. Maybe he can't bleed to death. Maybe they want me to do it. I was just trying to BM him and then knock him back and run away and just have him, like, try to come to me and bleed to death on his turn. It didn't happen. I gained 10 skill points, which I'll take. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm too far. No, you're too far. Can I end the... Okay, you won. It wasn't that hard, was it? Leave the arena by clicking on the gate, spend your SP, and get on to the next fight. Okay. You've been healed. Remember to save. You are going to die soon. F5 for quick save. F9 for quick load. Press escape to go to the main menu and select save and load. Okay. I quick saved it. Alright, so it's telling me I have points to spend. I do. Raising my sword skill will cost way too much. I could raise my blocking skill. So you can see here, my blocking skill is at level 3, my rating is 46. If I put a point into blocking, which will take all 10 of my combat skill points, I will go up to 29% chance to block, which is pretty good. I could also raise critical strike. It really was, Hermie. Blocking seemed to be pretty nice. I'm going to just raise it up again. I don't even know if I'm going to get to keep this character. I'm going to talk to Centurion here. Ready for the real thing? I was born ready. Okay. Oh, this would be like... if I'm going to try another fight and see what happens. If they give me like a harder fight or something to learn from, and then we'll do the real game. Yeah, this is a 2 against 1. I should, Hermie. This is a 2 for 1. This is actually kind of scary. So what I'm going to do is go over here. I'm trying to split them so I, like, get a turn with 1. Okay. It really is. They seem to be able to get out of the net pretty easily, though. Look at that. I expertly blocked his attack. I don't know yet, Cold Coffee. I think this is just teaching you how to play. Alright, it's whirlwind time. Let's see how it does. He dodged it. It wasn't very good. Alright, he's really hurt. I am insanely good at blocking. Like, I'm going to try a shield in the real game. I know you probably have to dump a lot of points into it, but it seems like a very effective way to survive so far. Alright, let me see. How hurt is this dude? I'm going to power strike him. Oh, he dodged it. You unbelievable jerk. There you go, then. I also just have regular armor. Yeah, I don't even... you know what? I think I'm misunderstanding. It looks like the animation that I'm blocking, but I'm not blocking. You could see in the combat log... I know, Snore. It just says your armor absorbs the damage. So I think it's because, like, these guys don't really have good armor, and I do. I have 6 points left, so let's give him 2 fast attacks. Oh my god, he just dodged everything. Oh, he crit me. Uh-oh. Now it's turning around on me. He keeps dodging. It's not okay to do that. Alright. He's almost dead. I guess the damage reduction from the armor, Cold Coffee. Alright, let's hit this guy. He's so close to dead. Alright, we got one guy dead. So it says you gained 5 skill points. I think that's probably because the guy is dead. Look at this. Thug clutches the wound, but blood continues to flow through the fingers and he falls down with a surprised look on his face. Yeah, that's what happens when you mess with me. Alright. We're really hitting this guy. We're down to 23. He's at 24. It's pretty evenly matched. He's not as good at dodging, though, as the other guy. Okay, he just... I shouldn't have said that. Alright. I'm at 20, he's at 11. It's down to the wire. Alright, he's at 4. Okay, we got him. But you could see right there, like, how hard that 2 against 1 fight was, given the fact that, like, this character has pretty good armor. He did. He had a mustache and everything, Hermie. Like, you can see that I have good armor and good skills for combat, and this was challenging. Ooh, let's loot this guy. Oh, I get his stuff. Heck yeah, take it all. Like the trading screen, the looting screen is divided into 3 parts. Your inventory is on the left, the container or dead body on the right, and in the middle is your current carry weight and description of the items. Click on the items on the left to place them in the container. Click on the items on the right to take them. The weight indicator will change according to your current selection. Click transfer to move the selected items. Takes all the items or on the dead body and puts them in your inventory. You can see advanced selection options at the bottom of the central panel. Be mindful that you don't take more than you could carry. Fair enough. I will take it all. I could carry a lot. I'm incredibly strong, and now they're naked. Okay. So I feel like at this point, I'm ready to rock. Like, I'm ready to start the game. I know that it's only going to get harder, but I got it. I'm an expert at looting bodies. Alright, here we go. Character creation. Welcome to the Age of Decadence. If you want to disable it, right. If this is your first time playing the game, you might want to try the combat tutorial. We did that. Bear in mind that combat's very challenging, especially the optional fights you can walk away from. Name your character, choose a gender, and select a background. The backgrounds aren't classes. They don't restrict or guide a character's future attributes or skills. Okay. Your chosen background determines how your game starts, your place in the world, as well as the starting values for your reputation with various factions. Finally, you could customize your character appearance. Note, if you select another background, the appearance options will be reset. Oh, good to know. Once you're happy with your choices, click Next to proceed to the next screen and allocate your character's stat and skill points. If you change your mind, you can always go back to the screen and pick another background. Okay. Let's see what options there are. Lore Master. Actually, thank you, Cold Coffee. I was talking about this earlier, that my plan was to go more of a diplomatic, talky route. I don't do that often in games, and it seems fun. So... Or I could be a praetor. Okay, Joe, take care, my friend. Good to see you. So the Lore Master, preserving and understanding pre-war knowledge and technology is a lucrative business. An increasing number of people see their salvation in the ashes of the past, and thus the market is becoming saturated with icons and objects from the old empire, most without any real value. Always on the lookout for something of real worth, cataloging and appraising items, Lore Masters remain at the front line of this trade. So I'm like an archaeologist, basically, but an opportunistic archaeologist who sells old things. Okay. I like how there's Grifter, Drifter. Okay, I like this background. I like being into antiquities. All right, and So here's our faction reputations with the different houses, etc. The Boatmen of Styx. Well, they'll get to know us soon enough. Let's see if there's blue as an option. Not really. Okay. Oh, well, I mean, I could put these blue tattoos on. That's actually not bad. Oh, my. I don't know. Okay. Let's see what kind of beard I can get. Alright. There it is. What options do I have for my hair here? Okay. That looks okay. A bullwhip would be nice, right? I need a bomber jacket, a bullwhip, and a fedora. ASAP. Alright. I'm feeling good about this. Next. All backgrounds except Drifter have default stats. They're merely suggestions for the selected background to give you an idea of what works. If you have a better idea, feel free to change the stats as you see fit. There are 6 primary stats defining a character's innate physical and mental abilities. Between them, they determine the starting combat and civic skill pools, bonus skill points awarded, derived stats, combat initiative, as well as modifiers for reputation. They're also checked in dialogue and interactive text segments. For your first playthrough, we recommend not to spread your points too thin. If you're playing a fighter, stick with 2 to 3 combat skills, 1 weapon skill, dodge or block, and a support skill like critical strike, alchemy, or crafting, until you understand the system better and how to do more with less. The combat odds are always against you, which might make you feel that you have to min-max to stand a chance. However, you can easily gain an edge by using different tools the game gives you. Everything matters: attack type, weapon, armor, support items like nets or alchemical potions and vials, and even... Oh, I think I have the font size a little bit higher, so I think it doesn't fit into this box right here. If you're playing a non-combat character, focus on the core stats and skills of the chosen profession. Merchants will benefit from high intelligence, charisma, persuasion, streetwise, and trading. Lore masters need crafting and lore. Good to know. Oh, you know what? You're right. I don't want to be Gaius Baltar, Hermie. Biscuit, good evening. Good to see you. The introductory vignette is a good test of your character's skills. It will tell you what skills are needed and what to expect in general. If you're having trouble with combat, try the combat tutorial first. The hybrid characters, good at talking and fighting, are very hard to master on your first run, so we strongly suggest you go through the game with a specialist first and leave the hybrids for later. The game's very replayable, and each playthrough will give you a very different experience, so the first playthrough is merely blah. Please note that once determined during the character creation phase, your character's hit points will not be increased. Whoa. Unlike many other RPGs, there are no character progression levels, and the hit point value is static. Consider your decisions carefully. So it's just skills that you raise, not like your health. Okay, good to know. You're right, though. We do need to go back and change our name. There we go. Okay. So... yeah, Alex, it's like we have to get better. Our character doesn't. So let's see here. I want to go more of a civic area because I'm a lore master. That doesn't mean I won't take any combat, but they suggested crafting and lore. So lore says knowledge and understanding of the events long gone, ancient languages, forgotten rituals, and mysterious objects. It's always a winner in a post-apocalyptic world. Oh, is this a post-apocalyptic world? Maybe I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought this was just like ancient Rome, but maybe it's just what has been rebuilt on top of an old Earth. Okay, so I like how my skill level with lore is unskilled. You can write your own name. Crafting. A skilled craftsman has the knowledge to create and improve their own equipment. While many good items can be found or bought, nothing can match the quality of balanced blade forged from rare ores. So that's what they recommended. So if I boost this and this, I'm a novice at both. I could get masterwork shields, and I can't raise this anymore because it's too expensive. And I can't raise that anymore, but I could raise something else like persuasion to kind of talk to people, or I could be good with lockpicking and traps, which also seem really good. So I'm a journeyman. You've unlocked the secrets of iron. Your enemies must be terrified, I bet. So we can make ourselves some good equipment. Okay, so I can go throwing weapons and critical strike if I want. Yeah, Hermie, I agree. Traps and lockpicking seem important. But yeah, I don't want to get killed. So now I'm good at finding traps the hard way as a novice. How funny is that? Okay. So they're recommending throwing and critical strike. But what if instead I said, you know what? I can craft my own stuff. What if I want to make a good shield for myself and a sword? Can I do that? Oh, I see. The reason they recommend throwing is because of my perception, which is my stat up here, which is 8. So I have a good constitution bonus. I could be good at this. I could also do a bow, though, instead. I like the idea of throwing things at people and then having a shield as well. Oh, good idea. So etiquette says the understanding of proper behavior protocols and how to apply them to your benefit. I'm unskilled at etiquette, so it says I can belch my own name and regularly demonstrate this talent in company. I am very refined. I'm a journeyman. I can hit a tree 7 times out of 10. Not bad. Not bad at all. And we'll take crit. Skill level novice. Keeping your eyes open while you attack seems to help. I'm unbelievable. Okay. So I have no stat points. I'll take the stats that they recommend for Lore Master. I've put my points into civics and combat. My starting hit points are 45. And I will accept this. The world and empire that once ruled it lie in ruins. Noble houses that lorded over provinces and commanded vast armies have been reduced to broken city-states. The Imperial Guard, remnants of the Imperial Army, acts as a deterrent to open warfare. The knowledge of the old days has been all but forgotten. Hucksters peddle ancient wares, that's me, of no value to the ignorant, and the lords seek and hoard artifacts they barely understand. A fanatical mysticism is slowly gaining favor, and long-held resentments are rising to the surface. Some speculate that another war approaches, others actively encourage it. Times like these bring nothing but suffering for the common man. However, they offer a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to those determined to seize the moment and follow it to riches, power, glory, and often an untimely death. So it seems like it's almost a post-apocalyptic world that kind of reminds me of the sci-fi book A Canticle for Leibowitz, which was like a 1950s take on the apocalypse, where we regress into this very Roman-style civilization, and the church has artifacts from our time, like electronic devices, but they're all, most of them, broken. They don't really know what they do. Exactly, Hervey. Your adventure starts in Mataran, a small, crumbling town far away from the main tracks of travelers and caravans. It's been dying for the last 100 years or so, kept alive only by the combined efforts of its inhabitants. Broken stonework has been replaced by makeshift wooden construction, creating the impression that a new town is slowly emerging from the ruins of the old one. Much like Tehran, the noble house controlling the town has seen better days. Before the war that toppled the empire and the devastation that ensued, House Daratan was one of the most powerful houses, but that was then, and times have changed. Today it barely has enough strength to maintain its hold over the local guilds. As a child, you loved listening to stories about the old days, filled with gods fighting alongside men, power-wielding magi, more demigods than human, and monsters conjured by the cowardly Quantari. So when an opportunity presented itself, you signed up as an apprentice to a local lore master named Fang. So, interestingly, maybe there is magic and magical items and stuff in this world. Lore masters have always been in demand. While the future offers little, the past is rich and ripe for the taking. You just need to know where to dig and what to do with it, and that's where lore masters come in. To master their craft, they dug through ruins, copied ancient manuscripts, often without understanding them, traded bits and pieces of pre-war knowledge, and appraised anything that looked old. While the Magi are long gone, the machines they built still remain, and lore masters are the only ones who may have the knowledge to bring them back. Sweet. Okay. Camera modes, indeed. Controls for the camera. Right. Got it. Okay. That would be awesome. Alright, here I am. I'm in this little house here, and let's look in this chest. The linen chest is old and broken in some places. It's unlocked and, predictably, contains nothing of interest. Okay. Junk. A pile of assorted junk of various uselessness. These are like some artifacts that I dug up, apparently. Okay, more junk, apparently. Let's see. Documents. Ooh, looks like I got some manuscripts. It's a large, carefully restored document tracing the history of House Daratan throughout the centuries. Turns out the house owes its name to the Battle of Daratan. Oh, I can resize this a little bit. That would be nice. Actually, I don't know if I can. I can just move it around. Oh, this is super old. I don't know what year this game came out. Alex, it is an older game. It might be 10 plus years old. 2015? Okay, 10 years exactly. Thank you. So, when, I was approached for the turn-based fest, they give you like this list of games that you can play. And as I was looking through the list, I just went to Steam. And the reason I picked this game is because I like, classic CRPGs. It looked interesting. But the reviews are actually pretty good on Steam for this game. It's regarded well. So I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. So it is older, but it's one that slipped. Hadn't heard of it, so I was interested. So it turns out the house owes its name to the Battle of Daratan, where a certain Legatus managed to defeat an army of 20,000 men with less than a full legion. The scroll doesn't contain anything you don't already know, but you managed to gain a few bits and pieces of knowledge. So I gained an insight into the liberal arts and trades, which can be used to increase my non-combat skills. So I just gained 10 civic skill points by looking at something. Oh, that's awesome, Alex. I'll have to check that out. So if I go to my character, yeah, I have 10 civic skill points. So I could, like we were talking about, I could boost my etiquette. I could boost my lockpicking. So, kind of like I do in Disco Elysium, sometimes, oh, thank you, Alex. I like to keep these points lying around, and then if I get into a difficult situation, I can, raise up that skill. Or see how much I'm going to actually use a skill before I invest. Distribute your skill points if you have any. You gain them from quests, combat, from killing your enemies, and civil for handling things without violence. Each skill has an associated SP cost to increase that goes up with higher levels of the skill. We recommend you focus on your core skills, 3 to 4 skills, and start branching out later when you get more comfortable. You can hover the mouse over every part of the screen to get more in-depth description of each skill and concept. The character screen also shows your reputation with each faction, your personal reputation, and different traits you gain during your exploits. Okay. It's great, Hermie. What I thought was funny, too, about this game was that the developers have a note, like I told you I read on Steam. And the tone of the note, yeah, it's really cheap. It is on a good sale right now. The tone of the note was hilarious, where it was like, basically it seemed like they were tired of having to refund the game for people, and they were like, don't buy this game if you don't like these things. And they just explained what the game is, like that it's hard and stuff, and they're like, if this isn't for you, don't even bother with this game. Like, I thought that was amusing. Like, they were just like, get out of here. Alright. Fang's personal archive. I got 5 skill points here. So this is my master's archive. Boxes with scrolls. There doesn't appear to be any filing system, so Fang is probably the only one who could find anything in there. You browse through the scrolls and manage to spot a very informative and illustrated treatise on locks. Pictures are definitely worth 1,000 words. Oh, my lockpicking just went up by looking at this. See, and I was going to raise it, but now it's just boosted. Now, of course, the eternal question would be, if I would have raised it, would I have gained a higher amount of points to raise it again? Anyway, I also got 5 skill points, civic skill points, which is great. Okay, that's... I read those documents, and this is Fang's desk. Notes, candles, writing materials. It appears that Fang is interested in General Marcellus Galbo, a famous military tactician and strategist of the Old Empire. Yeah, it is interesting, Hermie. I'm not sure about that, right? A small wooden box. There's nothing of interest here. So, in that, they say core skills, so 3 to 4. So what if we just said our core skills are lockpicking, traps, crafting, and lore? and then we just kind of stuck with that. Now, trading is good, so I can sell the things I find for a better price, but we can't branch out too much. So I could just spend some points in traps, you know. You've learned that there are different kinds of traps. You named your scars after them. I'm really good. Everybody knows this. Alright, let's go out here. Oh, Fang is in here. Uh-oh. He's on to me. Fang came to Tehran with a caravan 2 decades ago. Nobody knew where he came from or why, but he had the bitterness of a man soured by the memory of the life he lost. He was well versed in languages and the antiquities, but the town already had a lore master. Fortunately for Fang, the lore master fell sick and passed away, poisoned by Fang, despite the best efforts of the local alchemist who was quite puzzled by the symptoms. Oh, it might have been Fang. Fang became the new lore master and even earned the favor of Lord Antitus and after discovering several Daratan relics. Talk to him. Did you finish translating that scroll? Never mind, I have a better job for you. Someone at the inn has a trinket they want me to look at. Why don't you handle it? Just remember what I taught you. Take a good look, show some excitement, then tell him it's a very valuable artifact that's worth a lot to the right collector, and that they were right to bring it to us to learn its true value. Wait for the words to sink in, and then ask for 100 Imperials to research it further. What if it actually is a valuable artifact? Artifacts? I've been stuck in this hellhole you call a town for the last 20 years. Year after year, farmers and diggers bring me everything they find, hoping for a lucky break. They bring me bracelets, cheap pottery, rusty old locks, pipes, chamber pots, even deformed skulls. The sad truth is that this town doesn't have anything of value, which is probably the only reason why Antitus is still in charge. I know, Hermie. You're right, Master Fang. I'll go there, but first, would you try this tea I made? Why'd you stay, then? Weren't you listening? Every year, peasants bring me junk to appraise. Good business. You said he had a trinket? I think the word map was what he mentioned. Go take a look. If it's something good, bring it to me. I'll go there. I love how his entire career is just extorting people to identify crap that they find and probably making up some story that it's really important. Gracious, the inn is full of guests. After spending weeks and sometimes months on the road, they have an unhealthy appetite for cheap wine, stove-cooked meals, and women willing to share their beds for a few coins. You navigate through the busy crowd and go upstairs. The trader's room is easy to find. Are you the lore master I sent for? Asks Gracious, letting you in. Yeah, I'm Dr. Incompetent, Master Fang's top apprentice. Should my master's attention be required, I'll send for him. Where's the artifact? Right here. Gracious hands you the scroll. You open the scroll carefully and study it for a few minutes. It looks like an ordinary map depicting a temple. There's an old seal at the bottom. The name on the seal is Thor Agoth. Okay. Oh, cool, Alex. It's a very valuable artifact that's worth a lot to the right collector. You were wise to bring it to us to learn its true value. And what might this true value be? Gracious tries to sound indifferent, but it's obvious that Fang's simple formula worked its magic. For someone who's interested in the High Lord's artifacts, it could be worth thousands. I have to study the map further, of course, to determine its history and value. Please forgive this uneducated trader, Master Dr. Incompetent, but who are the High Lords? I will be presenting this map to Lord Antitus tomorrow, and I'd like to impress his lordship with some bits of knowledge. According to the legend, the High Lords were our allies in the war between our glorious empire and the ruthless Quantari. While their nature is debatable, most lore masters agree that it was definitely supernatural. This map bears the seal of Thor Agoth and Torgoth, as he was also known, when you combine his name and drop the H. And what is the significance of the seal? So, I passed a roll for my lore, apparently. Thor Agoth's title was the Artificer. He built many machines, but most were destroyed during the war or lost after. There are many people who hope that some caches have survived and can be recovered. They collect and study Thor Agoth's documents, looking for clues. That's why we want to be absolutely certain that the seal that makes this map so valuable isn't a fake. It might be very embarrassing for you otherwise, unless of course you insist that... Failure, it doesn't look like a fake to me, uh-oh. I'm sure it's the genuine article, but we want to be certain. Do we not, Master Merchant? We do. Please take the map and study it properly. There is something else I'd like you to look at. You seem very knowledgeable. He pauses and reaches inside his sash. I found it where I found the map. He gives you a small object. It's a metal sphere with grooves on its surface. I'll study it with Master Fang. Now about the money. I'm sure you know what the standard fee is. Do you take me for a fool? I'll pay you when your research is completed. I'll see you in the morning. No, I don't take you for a fool. I take you for an imbecile. We're leaving town tonight with your artifacts. Yeah, Hermie, that's the seal. You're about to leave when the innkeeper stops you. Another, guest is in need of your services, Master. He's a prospector. Would you be kind enough to take a look? Sure, man. I'll do that. The innkeeper sends one of the slaves to get the prospector. It's a man with a sun-darkened skin, unkempt hair, and a heavy beard. His faded, worn-out clothes are still covered with road dust. He opens his bag, takes out a dozen carefully wrapped items of various sizes, and slowly removes the dirty rags protecting them. You browse through his treasures: gears, pottery, half-burned scrolls with faded, no longer decipherable letters, glass jars with strange liquids. Anything you want to buy? Asks the prospector anxiously. I'm embarrassed to admit, but I find myself without sufficient funds to pay for a comfortable stay, although I'm sure that some of these artifacts are bound to fetch a high price. I mean, just look at this beauty. He picks up a rusted cylinder with a spiral groove. The very definition of a mysterious device. From a wondrous artifact, no doubt. What do you think, Lore Master? I agree, Hermie. Yeah, this is a really good light bulb you have here. It's called a worm, and it's missing a gear that goes with it. It was a common device. Okay, I used my skill. The prospector sighs and unwraps yet another artifact, revealing a charred skull. The skull of a magi. The power still burns through him, much like it did when he was alive, walking the earth and battling demons. When nights are dark, it glows softly, keeping the demons at bay. Okay, I have my lore check. It does have magic, but it's dangerous and will kill you if you keep it. Stay away from anything that glows in the dark. Oh, this is actually what Hermie was talking about. It glows. Yeah, it's a radioactive skull. So, the funny thing is, he should have been like, when he unwrapped the skull, he should have told me, look, I have the skull of the last lore master who didn't buy my artifacts from me for the price that I wanted. Imagine, I have a sack right here to hold another such skull, and like size up your skull. That's what he should have done. He's leading the wrong way. Why? The old magic is like fire. Fire can keep you warm, cook your food, and help you forge weapons and tools, but it can also burn down your house or a forest the moment you lose control, which we don't have to begin with, not anymore. I have a special charm that keeps me safe. The prospector shows you a strange amulet, his face lit with eagerness and greed. Take a look. You turn it over in your hands thoughtfully. Adorned with beads and engraved with runes, it appears to be a ceremonial bowl of some sort, strangely wrapped, but that isn't unusual for artifacts of the old empire. Who knows what arcane forces had been unleashed on it? 2 small metal drums are affixed to the underside, too awkwardly angled to be supports for the bowl. You wrap one with a knuckle and listen. Hollow. Reservoirs, perhaps containers of sacred liquid for the bowl? You're unsure, but you keep your expression carefully neutral. It wouldn't do for the punters to see your uncertainty. Unprofessional. So, I could say, how much do you want for it? Or I could go streetwise and say junk, worthless junk. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm kind of picking up the game as I go. But I think when there's a square bracket skill, I think that means if I click on this, I try it and I roll it and I see if it's going to be successful or not. And some of them like are color coded, and maybe the color means like you're trained in that skill to reflect how good you are. I'm not good at streetwise, so I'm just going to be like, how much do you want? 500. And you should consider yourself lucky that I'm willing to sell it. The very fact that I'm standing here before you should attest to the quality of this charm. I'm not feeling so good. I need to sit down. Trading. Nobody in this town will pay 500 for it, so you can either starve to death or sell it to me for 300, and you should consider yourself lucky that I'm willing to buy it. The jewels alone are worth at least 300. There is no way I'm letting it less than 500, and I'll think about it. You do have the money, don't you? Asked the innkeeper, watching the exchange with interest. I don't. The only reason I'm letting him stay on credit is because you promised to buy that junk. I better see some money soon or I'm kicking him out. I know, Hermie, it's funny. Return to Master Fang. I don't have any money. How'd it go? I got the map, but the trader refused to pay up front. I got this sphere, though. Hand the map and sphere to Fang. Refused to pay? What do you mean, refused to pay? Fang sighs. I try to teach you, but your skull is too thick. Nothing gets through. Actually, my skull glows a little bit. Fang looks at the map. The seal looks real. Hey, Arrowwave, what's up, my friend? Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I'll take a better look tonight and let you know in the morning. As for the sphere, it's just a bead from some necklace. He throws it to you. You receive the sphere. You gain a new insight, which can be used to increase your skills. 19 points gained. Great. Leave and rest for the night. I love just getting skill points. The map is ordinary. No X marks the spot there. The seal is interesting and well preserved, but it's worth no more than 100 Imperials. Maybe Antitas will buy it. Go see him when you have a chance. He gives you the map. You gain new insight. So I'm getting skill points left and right, which I actually really like. Buy it? What about the trader? Almost forgot. He's dead. So you can keep the map. What? Apparently, he wasn't welcome in this town, and with the Assassin's Guild almost out of work, I'm surprised he made it as far as the inn. Did Fang pay to have this guy killed? Is there anything else you want, Master? Fang gives you an appraising look. As a matter of fact, you see, being a lore master isn't just about dealing with rarities. It's about poisoning and killing people. Knowing how to deal with people is equally important. I believe I've neglected this part of your education, but fortunately, it should be easy to fix. Lord Antitas has invited another lore master to Tehran. Needless to say, I don't share his opinion that 2 heads are better than 1, and let's just say I solved the problem of 2 lore masters many moons ago, and we're going to use my old playbook for this one, and I'll be very grateful if you could find a way to get rid of the new lore master. Wink, wink. You'll secure your future and learn a valuable lesson at the same time. His name is Cassius. He's probably at the inn already, so don't waste any time. Maybe, Hermie. I think we're going to have to kill 2 lore masters to be successful. We're going to need to kill both Cassius and Fang. Secure my future? You don't think the new lore master would need your services and look after you the way I do you? Don't be foolish. Are you asking me to kill him? Do I detect some qualms? You have so much to learn, Dr. Incompetent. When you have a thorn in your side, do you not remove it? Ah, perhaps you think that a man isn't a thorn, that a man's life, unlike that of an insect, has some value. It doesn't. Man, this guy is unreal. Truly, I should be charging you for these lessons. Take this dagger and go. Prove that my faith in you wasn't misplaced. Okay. So, he wants me to kill a man. Boy, this is a doozy of an opener. All right, what do I have? He gave me this. I have a 4 to 7 damage, attack speed 3 to 6 damage. All right, so this thing, I guess that he gave me is better than what I had. I have some metal. Oh, maybe this is from my background. I did get a shield. Like my background as a craftsman, I can use these. It does, Hermie. Okay. So, do I have anything else? I have some sulfur, some cassava root. Okay. And I have that grooved sphere. It just says, a small metal sphere with grooves running around it. So, not much. We don't know much about it. I could climb vines, I guess, if I want to. Alright. It is. Alright, let's look. I have 32 general skill points. So this is interesting. I like this. The game is really cool, by the way. I'm just going to say so far. Like, I like the story. I like the skilling system. Very interesting. And it's cool that, like, you have specific combat and civil skill points, but then general skill points you could spend wherever you like. I think so. And I know that they want me to, like, not, you know, spread myself too thin. But, you know, persuasion... etiquette, you know, trading, a lot of, like, streetwise even, a lot of these seem good. But the game warns you so heavily against being a jack of all trades. I raised my lore. Not because it's good. Because I raised it. Alright, and how hard would it be to raise block? Block is good. I might get into a spot where, like, I just have to fight. Alright. I've spread them out, but I'm focusing. There we go. So I put points into blocking, keep me alive. Lore, so I can do better with artifacts that I find. And then a little bit of persuasion. I'm going to quick save it. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. Like, I don't really want to murder somebody. So I'm going to... Fang is not going to be happy, but he seems like the most, you know, unscrupulous person that you could possibly be working with. Alright, let's see. This is the tavern. You see Cato's Tavern, a drinking establishment, popular with people who call the wrong part of town their home. Alright, so, show the map to Lord Antitus. Fang didn't tell you much, but he suggested showing the map to Lord Antitus of House Daratan, okay? I could pay 500 Imperials for the amulet. I need to get rid of Cassius, a rival lore master. And I could try my luck in another guild. I 100% agree, Hermie. I don't think I'm going to spend many more points in it. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see if we could talk our way into convincing Cassius to leave. The tavern is full of people laughing, arguing, and drinking. Okay. I bet it is. Alright, so Lucius, Mercado, Cato, Aziz, Cleto. So it doesn't look like Cassius came into this town, this room. Lucius is busy shuffling 3 walnut shells while trying to engage the tavern's patrons. Step up and watch. Oh, he's a gambling man. Step up and watch the little ball that costs you nothing to look. There you see it, and there you don't. Guess what their little joker is? Right. Okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not good at that. Mercado, what do you want? Hi, it's great to see you. What can I get you? Grappa, wine, hashish, mushrooms, pick your poison. You sell anything else? Anything else? It's a tavern, not a marketplace. Why would we sell anything else? You know what I mean. Wink. He doesn't. Okay. Well, this is not the place where the guy is. Person just sitting on the roof. I don't think so. You can't do that. All right. Let me see if I can have a... Yeah, here we go. Here's a map. Here's Fang's place. Here's the inn. I went to the tavern, so I went in the wrong direction. You could fast travel to different places as shown on the local map. If you wish to leave town, click on the world map. When you start the game, you won't see any places to travel to, but they'll be added during the course of your adventure. Not all world map locations will be available to all characters by default. You'll have to explore and accept quests to find more places to visit. So, I could just click on the inn. You see the local inn. It's a large old building in the middle of town. The sign in front of it welcomes weary travelers and offers an impressive variety of services at reasonable rates. That's great. I made it. Let's open the door. There's a merchant, a mercenary. Let's see. Here's Cassius right here. 42-year-old lore master Cassius, contemptuously called young Cassius by his gray-haired colleagues, has never understood the appeal of digging through dirt and ruins like a rat. Instead, he preferred to spend his time among neatly preserved scrolls, studying the work of many prominent lore masters of the antiquity and hundreds of accompanying commentaries he considered indispensable. He's a bookworm. Master Cassius was working on his second tractate analyzing manifestations of the divine will in year 4052, when Antitus's emissaries invited him to Tehran. Cassius arrived early and was getting tired of waiting when you showed up and graced him with your attention. Is there something that you want? I can lure him to an abandoned house, or I could take him to Lord Antitus. So, I gotta tell you, I don't feel good just out killing the guy. I'm sure it's probably the better play for securing my future as lore master, but I'm just going to take him to House Antitus. And Deller, what do you want? I'd like to introduce you to Master Cassius. I know, Hermie. We'll find out. Who is a personal guest of Lord Antidus. Master Fang asked me to kill him, but as soon as I learned that Lord Antidus was involved, I immediately thought, oh, we're double-crossing him right now. Wow. Your loyalty is an inspiration to us all. You gain a new insight. My loyalty is decreased. I guess to Fang, or I don't know what to say. Can I speak to Lord Antidus? Of course, after you prove your value. I thought I've already proven my value. You've proven that you have good enough common sense to know what's good for you. Nothing more. Common sense is a rare commodity these days. You're lucky Fang asked me and not some thug who would have slit Cassius's throat without thinking. All I'm asking for is 2 minutes of your lord's time. Alright, prove your value and I'll give you 10 minutes. What do I need to do? Wait here while I escort Master Cassius inside to the torture chamber. Wait. I could use your help. In exchange, I'll even let you in and put in a good word for you. Don't you have your own people? Good question. You see, my people are valuable, while you, to put it bluntly, are not. Don't worry, I'm a good judge of talents, and since I don't see any, your task will be relatively simple. House Aurelian is digging into some old ruins not far from Tehran. Apparently, it's an old mining facility and some machines are still intact. They've sent for Sorab, which is bad news. He's an expert on old machines. If it has gears, he can fix it. We can't have that. The last thing we need is the Aurelians setting up shop in our backyard. So what do you want me to do? Whatever it takes to stop them. Killing always works. But if it's too plebeian for your sophisticated taste, try something else. Yeah, it's a brutal game. Like, every single person is like asking me to backstab somebody else. What else could you tell me? Not much. Ruins are everywhere, but we don't have enough money and people to look under every stone. A few weeks ago, House Aurelian set up a camp there and started digging. They may have something there, something we don't know about, or they may have nothing and are just waiting for us to give them an excuse to attack Tehran. Where do they get supplies? Good question. They're too far from Mataran to be supplied regularly, and they aren't used to living off the land. Ask around. See what you can find. Can you give me any men? Deller shakes his head. First, we don't know for sure what we're dealing with. I need all the men in case this situation isn't what it seems. Second, I'd like to see what you're capable of. You don't have a problem with that, do you? Is there anything else I can help you with? Well, if you don't like the first problem, you're definitely not going to like the second one. A gang of raiders captured one of our nobles. Someone should go out there and find out what the raiders want. Didn't they tell you what they want? It's a funny story, actually. A few days ago, a raider walked in and started making demands, claiming that his gang had captured a lord. We didn't take the bastard seriously and used him for target practice. Then it turned out that some distant relative of Lord Antidus is really missing, but it was too late. Now my men aren't very eager to go there and pay the blood debt. So wait, you want me to pay the blood debt? You're sending me there? It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Very generous of you. I'll give it a shot. Boy, I am the bottom of the barrel. The colonnade. The once famous colonnade of Tehran greets you with broken shafts of ancient fluted columns and rough wooden stakes of a palisade circling the Daratan compound, presenting an almost seamless blending of the ancient and modern architecture. Man, I'm in bad shape. Who's this Thessalos? What do you... Wait, you're Fang's apprentice, aren't you not? Come in, I want to show you something. I'm Thessalos, a humble servant of Lord Antidus, he adds rather arrogantly. I'm sure you've heard of me. I haven't. Follow me. What do you think? Asked Thessalos, gesturing toward the artifacts sitting atop the 3 pedestals in the middle of the hall. I had them shipped from Mataran. Once they decorated a house of a powerful magi. Now they decorate mine, he says haughtily. I can already feel the connection. Okay, so I passed this lore check. Good thing I raised my lore. You see a strange bronze helmet covered with a layer of thick green corrosion. It looks like The helmet's favored by the Murmillo but lacks any decoration. Strangely, there are some old glass fragments in the visor behind the eye gratings. Whatever it was used for, it wasn't combat. Another artifact is a glove with strange protrusions. Like the helmet, the protrusions have rusted through and crumbled off in places, but it appears that they used to hold something. You recall a drawing of a magus in one of the manuscripts. The gloved hand of the magus was outstretched into a swirling mist. The glove was glowing and had what looked like power tubes filled with the divine breath of the gods loaded in the metal protrusions. Yeah, I was thinking that. It could be a power glove, but it could also be like, equipment for working in a nuclear facility. The last item is an antique orrery, an intricate device that shows the positions and orbits of the celestial bodies. You aren't trained in the art of stargazing, but you know enough to understand the markings on the orrery. You move the planets according to the markings until they align in a straight line. If you'd like us to evaluate your artifacts properly, there's no need for that, my good man, says Thessalos, interrupting you. Their exact nature isn't as important as their other values. After all, they're our only connection to the past, and that, my friend, is what makes them so desirable for cultured men like myself. Why, if not for our passion, these artifacts would have remained buried in the bowels of the earth, lost for mankind. Huh. He's like, I don't really want to know what they are. I just like them. Okay. Good to know. Kind of. Alright. So... now what do we do? I'm going to go to the blacksmith. I wonder if I can craft anything. You hear the blacksmith hammering something on the anvil before you reach the smithy. A sign in front of it says, affordable cold iron weapons. Real steel, dug up from the old battlefields. Okay, cool. What can I do for you, friend? I'm looking for a good weapon and armor. Any advice? Good. Good is a very subjective word, my friend. What's good for one fighter might get another fighter killed. Look at this two-handed scimitar, for example. It's an impressive weapon, the undisputed king of swords. Its striking power is unmatched, but it comes at a price not everyone is willing to pay. It's too slow. Now, this gladius is a much lighter weapon. Its advantage isn't the power, but the speed. Same goes for armor. Nothing beats heavy armor when it comes to protecting you in battle, but don't expect to be able to move very fast if you're wrapped in sheets of metal. Take a look at my wares to see if you find something that fits your fighting style. Okay. I was thinking of crafting something. How do I do it? Well, you need proper schematics to be able to forge weapons or armor. Then, the know-how, so to speak, then you could apply different techniques. For example, you can harden the edge of your sword and balance it to strike true. Do you have any schematics? What do you need? Armor? Okay, so I can learn... I actually have enough money to learn a schematic if I want to. Hey, Bacteria, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. But I don't know if I'm ready for that. Yeah, that would be good. So, for example, like this armor right here, damage reduction 6, armor hardness 35, 50 gold. I could actually afford that, but it's heavy. I am currently wearing the Lore Master's garments. Yeah, exactly, Hermie. I'm thinking about that as well. Like, I should be able to build my own stuff, but I don't know what schematics I want. Like, do I want to go armor? I figure there's going to be some battles that are unavoidable. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but we'll see. Alright. Now I know where I can go crap, though. So here's what we gotta do. I need to... I'm gonna go to the gate. And we'll go do some of these quests. We could see what the raiders want. We could investigate the outpost. I can't show the map right now because he's not going to let me in there. Here's the shanty town. Anybody over here want to talk? It actually doesn't look like it. Oh. Maybe you have to go in first. You see a group of road-weary travelers trying to enter Tehran. Their clothes are ragged and they have a look of desperation about them. You have to pay a levy to enter, explains the guard patiently, looking at one of the women with interest. We don't have any money, pleads one of the refugees. Our village was attacked. The raiders took everything. These are hard times, agrees the guard lazily, but we aren't running a charity here. If you want the protection of House Daratan, you have to pay. If you can't pay, he looks at the woman again. Please show mercy, begs the man. We have nowhere else to go. Mercy, explodes the guard. Do you have any idea how much it costs to maintain these walls? How many men at arms it takes to keep the town safe? Everything costs money, and if you don't have any, you're nothing but dead weight. With these words, he pushes the man back and turns around, indicating the conversation is over. What's going on? Refugees, freeloaders, they think they're entitled to what we've built here, like we need more beggars and thieves, the guard spits. I'm actually pretty good at begging and thieving, you're right. How much do they need to pay? 30 imperials per head. There's 5 of them, so that's 150. I'll talk to him. Please help us, pleads the older man. I'll pay you back. I promise. I'm a smith. Look, he shows you his rough, calloused hands. Help me and I'll repay your kindness tenfold. All right, I don't have the money. I'm going to have to go get it. I'll take these horses, and then we'll figure it out. All right. So here's the world map. Whoa, look at this. It's like the surface of the moon over here. All right, hit me to the bandit camp. What do you guys want? Banditos. Well, I got to a new location. Uh-oh. Looks like it's thunderstorming here. I'm just gonna roll in. I hope they don't kill me on sight. You enter a small camp in a forest clearing. Rough boards nailed to the nearby trees form a crude perimeter fence. Inside the fence, there are several patched-up tents, a campfire, and a metal cage hanging from a makeshift gallows. The cage is occupied by a roughed-up man in a dirty tunic. Talk to Esbenus. He's back there. Okay. Ezzy, where you at, buddy? There he is. It's me. Several raiders in battered armor acknowledge your presence by getting up and loading their crossbows. A gray-haired man with a military posture emerges from one of the tents and assesses the situation. He barks some orders, swearing at his men and sending them to take positions around the camp. Within moments, some semblance of military order is created. Satisfied, the leader turns his attention to you. This is sweet. Critical strike. I have an important message for you. Wait for him to come closer and attack. I'm here to negotiate. We found this fine young man walking alone in these very dangerous woods. When he told us that he is a nephew of a local lord, we decided to keep him company and do our best to ensure his safety. I'm sure that his uncle would appreciate our help and reward us generously. 1,000 coins should be enough, I think. I'll pass on the message. Try to convince him, says the raider. For his sake, he adds, nodding to the prisoner. So I made a good roll here. How does an Imperial Guard become a raider? charisma failure. Just because I didn't kill you doesn't mean we're friends now. Go get me my money. Well, I was thinking that we might be friends. I have this bead that I found. It's an ancient relic. Would you like to look at it and talk about it as friends? Alright, fine. I like that the quest lets you fast travel, like right back to where you need to go. That's kind of interesting. Alright, Delar. I want to talk to you. It went really badly. Take me to the palace. Where's Deli? There he is. Hey, Deli Meat. I got something for you. I need to talk to Deli. What do you want? About the bandit camp. Report. They want money. 1,000 Imperials. Out of the question. Paying ransom is a sign of weakness and an invitation for more troubles. We can't afford it. Intelligent success. Then pay the raiders to attack the Aurelian outpost. You'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Risky. What's the downside? The outpost will be wiped out or weakened enough for you to finish the job, and you'll have bodies of dead raiders to prove that Daratan had nothing to do with it. Too complicated. Then just pay him. The raiders understand. So, apparently not, Sid. I need to boost my persuasion. That seems obvious. If I want to go this route. Instead of asking for a ransom, they're asking for a reward and helping a noble in need and see him to safety. I think it'd be easier to pay than to put your men at the hostage risk. And then what? What are we going to do if they won't leave and take another hostage a few weeks later? If another gang shows up attracted by the prospect of easy money? What do you want me to do? Can you handle them? I don't think so. There's too many of them. I guess we'll have to do it ourselves. You've seen the camp. What could you tell us about it? I don't know if I'm really smart about this. The camp is fenced off from 2 sides to prevent the raiders from being attacked from all directions. The forest is too dense in the south, so they expect you to come from the north. I saw 2 men with bows posted near the northern entrance to the camp. There are 6 raiders, but 2 are wounded and won't count for much in a fight. The prisoner is in a cage near the south entrance. There is a single guard there. If you take him out quietly, you can take the raiders by surprise and make sure that the hostage will live through the fight. Okay. Yeah, Hermie. Look, I'm just going to walk in naked and take them all down. Alright. Deller's men are back in less than an hour. In and out, says one of them, unstringing his bow. We took out the guard at the southern entrance and hit him from behind. When they realized we were there, 4 of them were already down. We took our time with the other 2, though. Tiberius is shaken, but at least he's alive. Well done. Let's go see the old man. Oh, wow. So, that actually worked. I got 13 skill points and 50 Imperials and reputation. So, obviously, as the game promised and what you're seeing is that you don't need to do combat to solve these things, and we need to certainly boost up persuasion as well as some other civics. Follow him. You stand in the hall of Antitus, signs of wealth and power all around you. Ooh, look at that throne. I like the cool little swirly symbol you got behind you. Wherever you look, you see exotic tapestries and paintings, rare vases, gleaming statues, ornate pillars run the length of the hall all the way to the throne itself, where Lord Antitus is sitting in front of his audience, a group of petitioners seeking his aid and favor. Soldiers of the house stand guard, ready to shield Antitus and turn the hall into a slaughterhouse at the first sign of trouble. You wait for your turn and then approach the throne. Deller says you've done me a service. He thinks we can use a man of your abilities. Is that why you're here? To offer me your service? I agree, Snore. Like, I know there's going to be fights I can't avoid, right? Yeah, Sid, that would be fun too, right? Let's show him the map. Do you believe in destiny, Dr. Incompetent? I do. Before you have the chance to answer, Antitus continues, I've spent more than a decade trying to find the temple and fulfill the prophecy. I've wasted a fortune and lost more men than I dare to admit, and just when I've decided to give up, you show up with another map. Coincidence? I don't believe in those. It is said that every man is given a chance to change his fate, to ascend to greatness and immortality, to rise above the ordinary and serve a cause greater than self-interest. You didn't come here by accident. Fate guided you here, and it will guide you to the temple. Okay, sweet. So I got even more skill points. Yeah, Snore. The temple, the prophecy, another map? My apologies, says Antitus with a faint smile. Yes, you know, of course, that our empire had lasted thousands of years. Through military and diplomatic victories, we had conquered the known world. An era of peace and prosperity was about to begin when the accursed Quantari came, taller than any human, with glowing eyes and sharp claws. They came from the depths of the underworld and attacked without warning, slaughtering men and women alike. We fought the devils tooth and nail, but when the victory was at hand, they called forth their gods. Can you imagine a living horror towering over a battlefield and sweeping it with his arms, tearing flesh and armor with its talons? Our only chance was to reach into the higher planes and summon allies who could help us even the odds. Eventually, the call was answered, and the allies came. They burned the Quantari and their gods, leaving nothing but ashes. They saved us, but it was too late. The Empire had fallen, for too much had been destroyed. Saddened, our allies, the lords of the higher planes, left us to rebuild and restore. But as you could see, we are still living in our crumbling towns, still fighting each other like savages. 3 lords of the higher planes, or the High Lords as they are most commonly referred to, have answered our call. Glath-Zor the Dreamer, Bar Hathor the Flame Walker, and Thor Agoth the Artificer. The Artificer had taught our Magi much and built many wondrous machines and engines of war. According to the legends, the Magi had attended the temple built by Thor Agoth and studied the arcane art there. The centuries-old accounts describe the engines of war and divine weapons in great detail. I don't know if the weapons are still there. I don't know if the temple is still there, but I believe there is a reason why another copy of the map has found its way to me. It's fate, Dr. Incompetent. It has to be. Over the years, I've sent several expeditions to find a temple and bring me the weapons of the gods. They've all failed, one way or another. Looking at you, I'm beginning to think sending large expeditions was a mistake. Large groups attract too much attention. They're slow and suffer from all too familiar intrigues and inner squabbles. They are vulnerable to spies and saboteurs. They cost a fortune. But one man, one resourceful man with nothing to lose but everything to gain, yes, I could see my mistake now. Yeah, Sid, it's got a lot. Yeah, he's like, the large armies cost a fortune to send. But you, I can send you for free, give you no supplies, and threaten that if you don't return with what I need, I'll kill you. It's almost too good of a plan. I want you to find a temple for me, Dr. Incompetent. If you do, you'll be rewarded and elevated beyond your wildest dreams. If you do, we'll reshape the world and plant a seed of a new empire. We'll do away with petty squabbles over broken towns and domains. We'll unite our people and give them goals worthy of the banners that once flew over this land. We'll have the petty squabbles of a city instead. Go to Mataran. Find Domitius Ulpius. He's led one of the expeditions. He was convinced that the Magi Towers hold the key to the map, but there is only one tower left intact, the Tower of Zemedy. The tower is sealed, as are most ancient places of wonder that House Aurelian deemed too dangerous. Gallius would rather bury the past than face it. Find Domitus. If there's a way in, he'll help you find it. If not, seek answers elsewhere. All right, I'll do my best. I expect nothing less. Okay. So, I could learn more about his house, and there's something else. Is there? Oh, I could pledge my services. What's his house all about? We don't have time for lessons. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's not pledge service until we find out if this guy's worth it. He's sending me to my certain doom. All right. So I now have 40 total skill points. So I could boost up crafting and lore again if I wanted. But I think I probably want persuasion. It seems useful. And, you know, maybe a little bit of streetwise and alchemy. Just a bit. Now I have 20 more points. And let's just go up. I'm going to keep going with lore. I know, Hermie. You're very right. Okay. And I guess... Well, let me look at my quests. He still wants a whole bunch of money. I don't have any money. Oh, the outpost. A nice robe. So find a way to get inside. So maybe you can get yourself a nice robe and see where it gets you. I mean, I have a nice robe, right? Doesn't my, Lore Master garments do the trick, or do I need something nicer? Do I need to steal it from Fang? I mean, I can. If it's the only way. I wonder if Fang is still here, if they came to arrest him. I have no idea where my character is. There he is. Alright, let's save it. Let's go in. Yeah, there's like a guard out here. I'm thinking they dragged him away. Yeah, he is gone. Like, they clearly dragged him to his doom. That's sweet. Well, I'm looking for some nice robes. Fang, you got anything? Oh, he's got stuff. Worthless junk. Fang. No, yeah, none of this actually has anything. Unreal. I was like, he'll clearly have a box. Well, maybe not then. Alright. Well, let's see what happens if I try to go to the outpost. All right, land ahoy. We got 5 skill points for discovering this location. And let's talk to these guys. It's me, Lore Master Joe. Sitting in the shadow of the mountain, the Aurelian outpost is protected from prying eyes by a tall wooden palisade that circles it. A guard watches you approach from atop a wooden guard tower, his high vantage point offering him an unobstructed view of the road leading to the camp. Another guard is posted at the entrance to the outpost behind a small barricade. I could try to sneak, dress as a lore master, and approach the mine. I am a lore master. This area is claimed by House Aurelian. Turn around and leave. Alright, so critical strike. Killed the guard. You'll worry about the crossbowman later. I could impersonate. I'm not good at that. I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm a skilled lore master. Would you have any work for me by chance? Wait here. A few minutes later, the guard returns, followed by a Decadence with quick, suspicious eyes. Without wasting time on pleasantries, he shows you a small glass tube encased in elaborate metal framework. The tube contains what appears to be constantly shifting liquid fire. Do you know what it is? It's a lava lamp. Ooh, okay. Lore success. I most certainly do. The Magi of old used to craft such holy vessels to contain the essence of the divine, the very breath of a god. It is said that with such a relic, one could breathe life into any machine. Truly a rare and valuable find. The Decadence nods, satisfied with your answer. Now tell me, why is it that a lore master shows up on our doorstep just when we need one the most? Because the lore master we were waiting for has never arrived. I love it. So Fang got to this lore master before he was arrested, apparently. I've heard a lot about Dalar, but I didn't think he was this crafty. Is he? I have no idea what you're talking about. I almost believes you. Oh, he walked away. Darn. I guess I would have had to try to persuade him. I honestly didn't know what he was talking about. Approach. It's me again. Okay, I can't try the other path. So you can't talk to the guy again? You can't retry it? I could maybe see if when I, how far back my last load was. Autosave. Okay. It's an interesting question of, I'm still learning the game, and the idea would be, I didn't realize that if I took the first dialogue option, that it would just close the other option. It's at least worth trying to roll persuasion. I'm a lore master. I'm amazing. Mataran is a small town. Master Cassius is lucky to have Lord Antidus's patronage. The rest of us have no choice but to seek works elsewhere, which is why I'm here. Everyone around here knows that you're digging into some ruins. For a lore master, digging means work. Oh, I passed it. All right, you want your chance? You've got it. Get the machines working, and you'll never have to beg for work again. Follow me, okay? I'll get the machines working. Wink. You follow the Decadence through the camp and into an ancient tunnel carved in the mountain. The tunnel... Now, we have to understand, if I take this job and I help them get the machines working, then the town that I'm from will be hurt by this because these people will move in. So they don't want me to get them working. We're still trying to clear the mine area and shafts, but it'll take months. This hall, however, was mostly intact, and the machines appear to be undamaged. Now show me what you can do. Examine them. You recognize some machines from drawings and old manuscripts. It looks like an ore smelting facility, but judging by House Aurelian's interest, it could be more than that. You look around until you find a control panel. It's a chaotic mess of pipes, levers, valves, and dials. You move a few levers, but nothing happens. You see an opening for a small object. Put the relic inside. The Decanus carefully inserts the power tube into the opening. For a long time, nothing happens, but then the console lights up and a low humming sound spreads through the cave. Alright? Lore. Recite an appropriate mantra. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do. I hope, Hermie. Oh, it worked. Okay, so I can break it or I can fix it. You put your hands on the controls and recite the commanding fire elementals to bless or mantra, performing the rite as you speak the ancient words. The mantra doesn't require you to understand what you're doing, but it does a good job leading you through a series of steps grouped into chapters. Some chapters require you to watch the dials and adjust the valves to achieve divine harmony. Other chapters warn about dangers of overheating and tell you how to keep the fire elementals under control. So this is my choice to sabotage this and help the city that I'm from. I feel like you might have been supposed to do this one first, but now that I know that, like, Lord Antitas or whatever is, I'm working with them. They've got destiny map for me, and I already betrayed my master to the house. I should probably stick with them. So I'll overheat the smelter. You close the valves and push the levers up. The machine groans and shakes. You glance at the dials. It looks like you have less than 100 heartbeats before the smelter explodes, spraying molten metal everywhere. Oh my god. How diabolical is my character? I'm going to kill them all. I'll be right back. Watch the dials for me. You might want to take off your shirts for this one. You step outside and shout. Everyone inside the Decanus' order. You're about to witness a miracle, so I could have them all go in and die. Or we've angered the gods, get the Decanus and run. Okay. So we have option 1, which is mass murder. And then we have option 2, which is maybe murder, but more like scare them. And I'm going to take, you know, it's not as tidy as option 1, but maybe it works. In the panic that ensues, nobody pays much attention to you. You're far away from the Decanus and his men when a large explosion shakes the mountain and the camp, sealing the entrance, this time for good. Yeah, Sid, isn't that cool? So, House Aurelian reputation decreased, but I did the quest. Oh, is there anything I could search? Did they leave? I hope so. I hope there's all kinds of, like, cool treasures for me. There's nothing. But I could go tell the dudes that we broke the camp. Yeah, man. Report. I did it. I don't know why, but I want that medallion a lot. I want to try to get enough money for it. How'd it go? There was a most unfortunate accident. One of the machines has exploded. There isn't much left. Unfortunate accidents are in high demand these days. You did well. Alright, so we got 75 money. We boosted our reputation with House Daratan, and we got 13 skill points. Excellent. So I have 18 general skill points. I think I need to boost persuasion again. Make sure we have that nice and high. Oh, let me go to the outpost. I kind of want to go here to see if there's anything left. Like, maybe they're all dead and I can loot this place. Oh no, this was the outpost. Wrong place. I need to go to the bandit camp. Bandit camp. Oh, good point. Do we have the money? I do. Yeah, we probably should, right? If we want to be reasonable. Oh, I could try to harvest a plant. I don't have very good alchemy. They all look the same. Yeah. That's about right. Nah, they didn't. Nothing left behind. Just more alchemy shenanigans. Alright. So then. No, 100%. I want to help the refugees. Now, I don't want to attack them. I'd like to talk. Is this... I'm going to save it. Is this dagger talk, or... Here we go, yeah. And give me the talkie. Please help us. I could say tenfold. Since the entrance levy is 150, I want you to pay me 1,500 Imperials when you settle in. Don't worry about it. I'm in your debt, but I swear it'll be repaid. My name is Emolus. Look for me at the market square. We're here to kill you at the market square. Alright, let's go to the market. Let's see what happens. We're Simoleons. There he is. Simoleons. I've been waiting for you, my friend. Thanks to your generosity, my family is safe. It seems that there's a good demand for bronze armor. I've already got several orders, but repaying my debt to you comes first. Please accept this humble gift. The armor of my people. May it keep you safe. This is good. I actually got some armor. So, my gratitude. Okay. So... he gave me this armor here, and it gives you damage reduction 3, max AP 11. It's fine. Armor penalty 4. It's harder to sneak in this, but I think being a little bit more stout is pretty important. Looks like equipping that took away all my stuff for reasons I don't understand. Alright. I lost a lot of money, but that was a good idea. We did it, and I got some armor, which is probably pretty expensive. Well, here's their temple. Alright. Time to go to Mataran. Oh. If I go here, I leave Tehran, and any unsolved events will unfold without me. Well, honestly, I don't really have any. The only thing I'll do is lose out on the amulet, but I don't know how to get that. Anyway, so it looks like maybe we don't come back here, which is probably for the best. Taking the demise of the Imperial Guards at the hands of the boatmen as a good omen, Lord Antitus steps up the recruitment efforts of House Daratan. Pardons are granted to bandits and raiders willing to serve the house, and mercenaries are hired en masse with the commercium's gold. Without the Imperial Guards to keep the newly arrived fighting men in check, the town quickly descends into near lawlessness becoming little more than a camped mercenary army waiting for the order to march. Though Antitas seems to hold the reins of the Sellsword Legion, it is the Commercium who pays their wages, and the only loyalty a mercenary truly recognizes is to the one who pays him. By becoming the paymaster for the entire Legion, the Commercium effectively becomes Antitas' shadow partner, greatly expanding their influence and control over local trade. Backed by that Legion, the Commercium's influence grows rapidly alongside their control over local trade. Bored and seeking entertainment, the camped mercenaries spend their coins at the Commercium's establishments almost as quickly as they earn them, making it a very profitable enterprise indeed. So, here's what we did. We double-crossed Fang and helped Cassius to replace him as Lord Antitas' personal lore master. Unfortunately, there is little for him to do in Tehran, thus House Daratan does not benefit from Cassius' vast knowledge of the lore of the olden days. Wah wah. Master Fang has managed to escape, and according to rumors, has resurfaced in Ganazar, quickly gaining Lord Meru's trust and favor. Oh, this guy. We made a serious enemy of Master Fang, and then we didn't even help, get a friendship with Cassius or Antitas. We kind of didn't do a very good job there. When the news of the accident reaches Mataran, House Daratan expresses their regret at the senseless loss of lives and cautions House Aurelian against toying with forces beyond their understanding, especially that close to Tehran. The note does little to quell the growing rumors that the Aurelians had found, quote, dangerous magics there, but had to seal the mind to prevent the magics from falling into the wrong hands. It isn't long before unscrupulous prospectors move into the abandoned camp and start digging in. Greatly exaggerated rumors of your involvement in the Aurelian Outpost massacre have reached Mataran and made quite an impression on Lord Gaelus's House of Aurelian. Although he's never met you, he's heard enough to start wondering why you're still alive, which is an easy problem to fix. Oh my goodness. I don't think we've made a single ally. Everybody wants us dead. I did make an ally of the refugees, though, and got myself some armor. So maybe this will keep us alive? Oh, this is the largest city in the world. After a few weeks of travel, Mataran's marble minarets and sandstone domes finally appear out of the shimmering desert. Once the jewel of the empire, it is now a city of crumbling ruins and forgotten glory. The rivers that fed it dry, its once fertile fields now barren rock and endless drifting sand. Yeah, Hermie, it could have been. That's a good point. But I figure I didn't know how many guilds were present in that town. And this is the biggest town in the Empire, so they've got to have guilds, right? And I also really wasn't completely committed to a guild, and I didn't want to join, House Daratan, really. So we'll see. The Great War devastated Mataran. Almost a quarter of its citizens died in the arcane blast that created the infamous Abyss. The sickness that followed it nearly succeeded in wiping out the rest, but cities rarely die with dignity. Man returned to Mataran, scavengers seeking to loot the treasures of the past, oblivious to the weight of history around them as they squabbled over food and gold. Yeah, it is always a desert, isn't it? Alright, this is the inn. Okay, well. It's a good looking town. It's big. I got some skill points. So I can talk to the guild masters here. I could fight in the arena, which doesn't seem like a good idea for my character. Okay. Grab a Bite Tavern. It's my kind of place. So, maybe... I thought I need to talk to Domitus Ulpius. He's here somewhere. Has anyone seen Dami? I'm here to talk to him. Whoa. This place stinks. There's not even anybody in here. Are you kidding, Basil? Well, there's this place. This is the arena, okay. How many skill points do I have? You hear the sounds of drums announcing the arrival of a caravan, and almost immediately crates, barrels, and sacks start flowing through the gates, followed by chained, dust-covered slaves and tired guards. Go and take a look. Once inside the gates, the new arrivals are dealt with a surprising speed and efficiency. Slaves are taken to the auction block, paid for cargo delivered to the consignees, guards paid and discharged to boost the local economy. All that's left are small-time traders hoping to sell their goods at a profit in the big city, and the vultures that prey on them. Levy collectors who take all they can, and cutthroats who take everything, including their lives. One of the traders shakes his head and turns away from a levy collector to think it over. Almost immediately, he's approached by two rough-looking men who whisper something in his ear. The trader, still in a state of shock, accepts their generous offer, much like a drowning man, grasps at straws and follows them to his doom. Okay, so I could try to help this guy, but my character is not strong. And we already, maybe I could talk them out of it, but the game tells you that optional fights are the hardest fights. So if I followed them, what would happen if I tried to help? You follow them into a nearby alley, arriving just in time to witness the last act of the drama, the parting of the fool and his gold, and possibly life. The thugs, now 3 of them, regard you as an extra bonus, 2 for the price of 1. What do we have here? Inquires one of the thugs, a skinny man with deep-seated eyes surrounded by dark circles. Is this what you do, rob and kill newcomers? How's that any of your business? Asked the thug, looking a bit confused. Look at this. I could say, because from now on, it is my business. I'm new to the city and need some money. You'll pay me half of each take. I could kill them. Get out of here. Or what? None of these are good. I have bad body count, or I'm not good at streetwise. So this was a big mistake. The game has autosave when I got here, obviously. I just wanted to see if there was any option for persuasion or anything else, but yeah, I'm too much of a small fry to like get involved in a fight like this. Or what? Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Do you? Says the thug, grabbing a hammer. Kill them all. Right. So, kill them all, doesn't seem like something I'm going to be able to do. Oh, I could throw my... And it's 2 AP. Oh, God. He crit me. That's why he was able to hit me so hard. That's a shame. Oh, I provoked attack of opportunity. Oh, my God. This isn't going right. Okay, fine. Oh, God. He just dodged. Oh, I'm dead so fast. Okay. Let's just say that was a a bad choice. Yeah, do you know how many times I got killed? I'm good with artifacts. Anybody want to check out these artifacts? Well, my character, we've already established this. Not so good at the fight, right? I gotta find people I could talk to. My new armor is sort of helpful. My AP is getting wrecked, though. Probably because this armor is heavier than what I can wear, but the price was right. So, we're in the big town, right? And in the big town, this is when things are going to start branching away and the game is really going to open up. The first town, Mataran, was probably, like kind of the starter tutorial area. And I had no idea what to expect from this game. Honestly, the screenshots I saw were just the combat. And so now I see that, well, yeah, there's combat, but this is a very text-driven CRPG. I mean, Underrail has a lot of text, and, we've played some very text-heavy games, and I have to say, I like the story. I like the options you have, the multiple paths to victory, and this world that we're in, this kind of post-apocalyptic Roman world, is very intriguing. And I think if I join a guild, and if I start doing some quests that are lore-heavy, that are centered toward what my character is good at, I will be able to be successful. But I can't just go be a hero against 3 guys. That's just not going to happen. Everyone, I think this is a good first look at the Age of Decadence, because it is indeed my bedtime, and I want to say thank you so much for coming out to the stream tonight for Turn-Based Thursday Fest, the first of the games that we're going to play throughout the week. Tomorrow we'll have another turn-based game to play for the festival, and then we'll be doing games on Thursday and Friday as well for the Turn-Based Fest, with a unique Friday stream if you're interested. I hope you all have a fantastic evening or day, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the stream. Grim, Snore, Hermie, Alex, Beirut, Arrow, thanks again for becoming a member, my friend. Gun, Bacteria, Biscuit, Badger, Grim, Sid, Coffee, Joe, Kreft, everyone out there, take care. Have a great one.